to you by our friends at 98.7 Frank FM, online at frankfmradio.com, and on the always free to download Frank FM radio app.
Frank FM plays the greatest music of all time and has the biggest playlist of songs on the radio in New Hampshire. Frank features all your favorite songs from Billy Joel, Elton John, Fleetwood Mac, and Huey Lewis and the News. Frank cranks Queen, Aerosmith, Hall & Oates, The Eagles, Pat Benatar, and the Rolling Stones too. 98.7 Frank FM prides itself on being the station that everyone can enjoy at home, in the car, and at work.
98.7 Frank FM is the soundtrack of the Seacoast and the soundtrack of Exeter football. And don't forget to go to frankfmradio.com for information about local events and sign up to win cool prizes.
Season 3, Episode 4 of the CB Show. We are your hosts, Caleb and Braden.
So the Exeter Bluehawks were versing the Winnacunnet Warriors, which is their rival. This is a high school game. The Exeter Bluehawks won 23-7. What went well for the Bluehawks?
I think the offensive attack was really key in this game. The Exeter Seahawks, Winnacunnet didn't know what was going to happen. They were going to either throw it for 50 yards and have it be a touchdown or run it for 15 yards. They were really good on offense and how they managed the clock, I think. That was key.
They can improve on, though, is tackling.
Yeah,
I think they gave up too many yards off break tackling.
Yeah.
Like them breaking off the tackle.
Yards after catch needs to be minimalized.
Yeah, what was your favorite play of the game?
My favorite play of the game was, although it didn't go our side, it had an impact and you don't really see it that often. But on the opening kickoff, Exeter fumbled and Winnacunnet picked it up. But they didn't score, which is good, so good job by the defense. But it's just something that I thought was pretty interesting and that they just need to have security.
The Bluehawks are 4-0 so far in the season.
And this weekend, the CB Show is announcing the youth division at noon at CMS.
We will also be signing autographs after the game with our 60 subscribers.
Yep.
Mr. Beast in the house. Yep.
All right. So now we're going to dive straight into fantasy football 411.
So, do you have any fantasy tips for us?
Yeah, what I would say is I don't. Besides Christian McCaffrey, I haven't seen a major running back coming from last year coming into this year that's done a whole lot to affect a fantasy team.
Austin Eckler, but that was.
But he got hurt. But I think Ken Walker and James Conner. Emerson had those picks in the CBS league. But I think they're key players, and if you start them, you'll be set because Ken Walker had 30 points and James Conner had 22.
Next up, we got the injury report. I think this is the most amount of players hurt, who have big names that are just out for the season. We got
Nick Chubb,
Aaron Rodgers,
Mike Williams,
J.K.
Dobbins,
Trevon Diggs.
Mm-hmm. Most of them are ACLs or knees.
Yeah.
I know Aaron Rodgers.
J.K. Dobbins' third year.
Yeah, third year with an ACL done for the season. He hasn't played a full season yet.
I think there's a couple.
There's definitely a couple where it's you're out for a couple weeks. I know a couple's on the IR. Saquon Barkley's out and Austin Eckler's out, but
I think those are just all the players that are out for the rest of the season so far.
Yeah.
We're only so early into the season. It's kind of sad to see a young player be like, I'm gonna have a good season, put up like Mike Williams. I want to try putting up 1,000 receiving yards this year, and just gets cut short in the third week.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
who was your number one fantasy point leader for quarterback? Actually, we'll do quarterback, running back, and wide receiver.
Tyreek
Hill. Yeah. He's been
and then Justin Jefferson.
beast.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson are consistent. Some people are going to say Devontae Adams. That was just 1 week. And you see Josh Jacobs still under the radar right now. I I don't know what's happening with him, but Devontae, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is more aware that Devontae Adams is better and he should target him more. 7 receptions and 96 yards and 1 touchdown in the first quarter, right? I think Jimmy Garoppolo is starting to get aware that Josh Jacobs isn't doing a whole lot, and he knows that Devontae Adams can easily step up into that position. Ended up putting up 42 points. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For fantasy point leaders, I have to take Tyreek Hill. He's consistent every single week. You can bank on him scoring at least 25 points.
Oh yeah. Also, Justin Jefferson, he's been pretty consistent. Mm-hmm. I think he just averages 20 points a game. Yeah. Like that. It's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. So I think we already went over.
He was good. I thought he blew his knee. Yeah. Came right back out on the field though.
Yeah. So I think we kind of went over which players were struggling. I'm thinking Josh Jacobs. Like compared to last season he was doing great. He had almost the MVP or top running back.
He was an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he was an MVP candidate and Offensive Player of the Year candidate. Now he has like 30 fantasy points, like 9, 10, and 11
combined.
Yeah. So that's not always good, but we still have the rest of the season, so I wouldn't get
too down on him.
Yeah, he still has the rest of the season.
So what are your top 5 quarterbacks?
I gotta take Mahomes, Hurts,
I say
Herbert. Not in this order. Actually, in this order.
You do.
I'll go Hurts, Mahomes, Herbert. I wouldn't do Burrow. I would do Tua. And who would be my number 3? I'd say Purdy. Or is there someone else I'm missing? Those are my top 5. I have Hurts, Mahomes, Herbert, Tua, Purdy.
I have Hurts, Mahomes, Herbert, right? Top 3. I think those are kind of obvious. And the 49ers looking good. I think I'm going to take Purdy on this one.
On 4?
4, yes, Purdy. And 5. 2 has been pretty good, but I think Joe Burrow is going to have a little bit of a comeback start. Like, you can tell he's underperforming. I think he looks pretty good out there. They won their first game. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to take Burrow. It's just like a little underrated, but that is what I'm thinking. Joe Burrow.
I know he's overrated.
No, I think everyone thinks he's a bum. I think he's going to step up because I think he's starting to realize that, look at my team, this is not what the NFL people were expecting from our team. I need to step up, and it's got to be soon.
I basically just named the top 5 offenses and said those are the best quarterbacks. Well, in my opinion, they are, but because you have 49ers in mind.
I don't think
the best
Patrick Mahomes. Oh yeah, I don't think Patrick Mahomes is top 5
quarterback.
No, their offense is top 5.
No,
I think
he's top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, and notice how Josh Allen isn't on that list. It's not going to be his season.
He throws too many interceptions.
Yeah,
way too many interceptions. He's gonna get himself hurt when he tries to hurdle players every 2 weeks.
It's not going to be.
He thinks he's gonna edit.
Alright, a special guest, my sister. So 2 years ago, she started fantasy football, and now my dad, helped her with her fantasy lineup, and I did too because my dad's not the smartest person you can say. And this year she picked her own team mostly and had a little bit of help overall, but yeah. Well, do you have anything to say before we get started with your little questions?
Shout out to my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Chase, and Ava, Lexi, Maggie, and Sylvia, my besties. Okay, so I have Fields for my QB, James Cook and McCaffrey for my running back, Brown and Higgins for my wide receiver, Hawkinson for my tight end, Herbert for flex, Packers defense, Q for kicker, and yeah.
Sounds like a pretty solid squad. The defense sounds good, pretty good. You got some ups and downs. There are only one good player. It's Christian McCaffrey. AJ Brown hasn't been doing a lot. T. Higgins, literally,
Same.
who is he anymore? TJ Hawkinson doing pretty good. Khalil Herbert and mid, and Young Hoku.
My favorite. So I would probably look into getting a better quarterback than
And
Fields. Running back for Cook.
Pick up
And I would try and get a better defense than Packers. That's what I would focus on. So Fields, James Cook, and better defense.
Do I have a good team?
I think it's pretty solid overall. I think you have to work on some positions, but
Well, otherwise you're fine, I think.
if Christian McCaffrey stays healthy,
Do you think I will win?
Win the whole thing or just like the week?
Like the whole thing?
No.
What about a week?
Yes.
Okay.
You have
win some
potential
weeks,
to
yeah.
win. You have the potential to win some weeks. I don't
You can
think
get
you'll
into
win
the
the whole
playoffs. I don't
thing.
think you're winning.
I don't think you'll win the whole thing. You
Okay.
just need your key players like A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, and McCaffrey to stay healthy.
How much points do you think I'll get overall?
I say probably anywhere between 25 and 130 a week if it stays healthy.
Okay.
If not, if Christian McCaffrey's out, you're averaging 75. It's that simple. Christian McCaffrey is literally your whole team. And don't get me wrong, you can build around Christian McCaffrey.
It is. But if everyone stays healthy and your team does fine, like A.J. Brown does fine, T. Higgins, and everyone just stays healthy and does decent, you'll have probably 125 to 130.
Do you realize how big of a rely right?
I think she gets it, Brayden. I think she gets her team is basically all McCaffrey.
And AJ Brown. AJ
Yeah.
Brown's some of it. Justin, I say pick up Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff's still in the waiver. Yeah, he's still on the waiver.
Yeah, Jaharid.
Yeah, he's still on the waiver wire for our league. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No problemo.
Adios, amigos. So we're doing NFL matchups, and you see, not many matchups, right? That's because we're changing it up a bit. Now it's so much work doing every single matchup. So we're picking the top 5 or 4 matchups, and then we choose one underrated matchup that we think is going to end up being a good game. And me and Caleb have those picked. We're not going to show them yet, but we'll show them both at the end. But right now we got the top 4 matchups. We're going to start off strong with the matchup of the week, which is the Bills versus the Dolphins. This is a rivalry game and divisional game, and it's going to be a good matchup. I think Tre'Davious White had a great game. The Buffalo's defense looked phenomenal. And the Dolphins coming off a 70-point win. Something else we don't hear that often. And the Bills coming off a win. Offense didn't do much. Nor did the Dolphins defense. They got 20 points, but 70 points compared to 20. It's no big deal. But I think I've got to take Dolphins. It's going to be a really close matchup considering how the Bills defense played and the Dolphins offense, and then the Dolphins defense and the Bills offense. Josh Allen was not looking good out there. I think he's going to try to step up. I don't know what happened. We'll see. And hopefully they don't leave Diggs as wide open as they did, as the Commanders did.
Yeah.
So I think the Dolphins are winning this. What about you, Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say that the Bills' defense did not have a good game when they put up 31 fantasy points.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably more than the majority of fantasy players that actually are in key positions. I mean, and then you go against the Dolphins' offense, who just decided they were going to put up 70 points against the Broncos.
There's like no mercy.
Yeah. They did not care what the score was whatsoever. They just decided that they were going to score 70.
But
50 more
allowing
than
the
the opposing team.
Broncos to put up 20.
When you're up by 70, you have to think that they weren't, like, they were just taking players out at some point.
Yeah, true.
So, I don't know. I think it might be a close game. Tyreek Hill, Tua, they're going to have good games. I don't know about Josh Allen and the Bills because of prior weeks.
Stephon Diggs had a good game.
Stephon Diggs had a good game, but he can't control how Josh Allen plays and the amount of receptions that he gets.
He gets mad because Josh Allen doesn't put up a good game, and then that means he doesn't put up a good game.
So I'm going to have to take Dolphins in the end on this one. I don't know if it will be as close as some people predict it will be, but I have to take Dolphins on this one.
Yeah, I'm taking Dolphins.
Next matchup, we got the Jets and the Chiefs.
I also think this is going to be a decent
game. You have to remember that the Chiefs, ever since like last year, have been falling down. This offseason, they didn't look very good. The past couple weeks, they haven't looked very good.
It's just going to be looking like a close game.
It's going to be a close game. I don't know if it's going to be. It's going to be a close matchup between two teams that.
Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson had a pretty good fight. I think that's going to compete. I think that's going to factor in with Garrett Wilson is going to get the ball more against the Chiefs, and I think that's going to give the Jets a bigger chance at winning.
Possibly. I think that Chiefs, ever since the Lions loss, have been on a complete downhill road. I mean, they close game against the Jaguars. Very close game against the Jaguars. That never should have been that close. Yeah, you lose to the Lions. The Jets, if they didn't have Aaron Rodgers get hurt, they would win this game, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, and let me tell you this right now. I know people are like, what, you're crazy.
They just lost to the Patriots.
Like, Jets lost to the Patriots. Chiefs just smoked the Bears. Patriots have stuck with the Eagles and Vikings in very close matchups, both games.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Vikings, too, last year.
Yeah. Dolphins, the Patriots stick with, the better teams. They put up a bigger performance. So, I think the Jets losing to the Patriots, it doesn't say much, and it's not bad for their team. I just think the Patriots are better overall. I don't think the Jets can stick with the Eagles and the Dolphins as good as we did. So I think the Jets are going to be able to stick with the Chiefs considering how bad their wide receiver core is. Although Isaiah Pacheco had some pretty good catch-off runs and running-wise. Travis Kelce had a good touchdown for the Swifties. But I think the Chiefs Swiftie is
my team.
No. Jason Kelce and DeAndre Swift. That's the true Swiftie. But yeah, I think I'm going to take. I'm
Chiefs.
Taking Chiefs, but it could
go either way because you just never know. The Jets could have a historic performance against the Chiefs.
And Patrick Mahomes could have another bad game.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes has not been performing to his best, but compared to other QBs, that he's performing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm happy to take Chiefs on this one, but it could go either way.
Next up, we got the Cowboys versus Patriots. Now we chose this. I think I chose this matchup for a lot of reasons. Number one, Zeke is on our team now, and he's facing his old team. So I want to see if the Patriots will give him the ball more overall, because Zeke hasn't really had many touches. Cowboys, they just lost to Cardinals, which I thought was going to be a terrible team. We also have the Patriots coming off a win, so I want to see if they have a little bit more momentum coming in. And if the Dallas Cowboys have lost momentum and are kind of upset, or if they want the revenge and want to try to blow it out.
Also knowing that Trayvon Diggs is out, so that could be That could be a key factor in the wide receiving or the passing game. And I also want to make sure that the Patriots lock up CeeDee Lamb, because if they do, I think they have a very, very high chance of coming out with a win on this one.
Yeah, I think our defensive line and linebackers can take the pass to go against the lineman, which is good offensive line. But I think we can get to Dak Prescott, and I think we can get to Tony Pollard. And if we don't allow him to have a big rushing game, then I think we can be fine if we just lock down CeeDee Lamb. I think this is our game. I think I'm taking Patriots on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I believe in them, and I think we can pull it off.
Yeah, I agree. Next matchup, we have the Chargers and the Raiders.
Second best game. I don't know. I've seen
divisional,
yeah.
so it could go either way. I think
I've
that
seen this matchup a lot.
yeah, I think that the Chargers have been performing really well against their opposing teams. I think that they just need a little bit more momentum on defense, and I think that they're going to need to fill a massive hole because Mike Williams is out on the wide
I
receiver.
wouldn't say that though, because they have Evan Ingram and Garrett.
Gerald Everett.
They have Gerald Everett, right? And he was
Yeah,
throwing
but
the
you
ball
need-
to Joshua Palmer.
I know, but
A lot.
you need a third wide receiver.
They survived really well without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams
and-
last year.
And Eckler. Eckler is a 50-50 on play. So I don't think.
But
They
they
need-
survived without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
But they
last year.
need to have a security person. If someone goes down, something bad happens, they need to have someone in there.
Yeah, I know, but I think Joshua Palmer stepped up last year. I think he's going to do it again. I think Raiders' defense is just not good at all this year.
They need to get
But-
Josh Jacobs involved more. I keep
know.
saying it.
So
It
bad.
blows my mind that they
At
don't
least
give
we're
him.
getting Devontae Adams a little more involved.
Yeah, it blows my mind that they don't give him the amount of playing time that he deserves. He's a good running back. MVP candidate, offensive player candidate. I think that he needs to get more playing time. If he does, and he does something with that playing time, I think that they could win. But for right now, based
I'm
off what I'm
taking
seeing, I'm taking Chargers.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Garoppolo finally realizing that, Devontae Adams is doing stuff for our team. They just lost to the Steelers, though. I think I have to take Chargers.
Yeah, I'm taking Chargers.
Caleb, do you want to give us your game of the week for you?
All
Your
right.
little underrated game?
All right. So at the beginning of the season, this would not be a good game. One team would completely smoke the other. I still think it might happen, but based on how this team has progressed over the past couple of weeks, it would most definitely be closer, in my opinion. So my game is the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. You're probably saying to yourself, this game is not going to be close. The 49ers are going to blow the doors off these guys. Maybe so, but the Cardinals have progressed so much over the past couple of weeks that they just beat the Cowboys, and I think that might have a say in how this game goes. Possibly not, possibly.
They're on a 2-game win streak, too, right?
Yeah.
And they're cute. Joshua Dobbs actually looking good.
Yeah.
He looks like prime Tom Brady for a little bit.
Are you dumb, kid?
Yes.
Are you dumb?
He
Prime
looks-
Tom
not
Brady,
prime Tom
Joshua
Brady.
Dobbs.
No. Joshua Dobbs looked like Tom Brady when he was in his 50s.
No.
If Tom Brady
Yeah.
was in his 50s, he looks like that. That's saying something for Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah,
Joshua
Tom
Dobbs-
Brady's gonna run 30-yard rushing touchdowns.
Like passing one. But Joshua Dobbs should be sitting the bench right now. But he's playing over
yeah.
his potential.
Yeah.
James Conner looking really good out there, running the ball, just being a regular beast as he is. But considering San Fran's defense
It might
and their
go the other
offense,
way.
it's not. I think they could.
Hey, but they did it against the Cowboys.
I think
they
they
pulled it off.
could. They could put up a good game. Don't get me wrong. But I think the 49ers are pulling this one out.
Yes.
Alright, the last matchup that we are going to be talking about I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I'm looking forward to this rookie QB putting up a good game. And I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a blowout at the beginning of the season, but actually, it might have been. It was a 50-50 on my perspective, but now I think I'm changing my perspective. We got the Vikings versus Carolina. I'm saying this because Justin Jefferson got shaken up a bit. I don't know, he wasn't really playing to his full expectations at the end of the game after he's gotten shaken up. TJ Hawkinson is looking really good, getting those receptions in, and Kirk Cousins slinging the ball around. Now he's looking pretty good. Alexander Madison carrying the ball. Looking like Dalvin Cook out there for a little bit.
Dude, but he fumbles.
I know.
He fumbles way too much. He has to hold on to the ball.
Yeah. And then you got
the Panthers. Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen has been popping off. Fantasy-wise, he's had over 25 points the past 2 weeks. Bryce Young, he sat last game. He was hurt. I don't know what happened specifically, but I think that he can have major potential in this game.
Is Bryce Young coming back?
I think so.
Okay, that's what
I'm happy to take Vikings on this
I'm
one.
taking Vikings, but
Panthers could definitely put up a
we
fight.
pick these games because I think it's going to be a close matchup. It can go a 50-50. If one thing goes wrong, it could be a Panthers game. And over there, when we had the 49ers, I think we're all going to know we got to pick the 49ers, but something could go wrong in that game. That's why we're picking it, just to show you that, well, look at this matchup. It might go badly, so you got to watch out and be aware of this matchup. I'm taking Vikings on this one, but you got to be aware if one thing happens, it could go the Panthers' way, and I wouldn't be shocked if it did. I wouldn't be shocked if the Vikings won either. I'm taking Vikings.
We want to give a special shout out to one of our podcast sponsors, Fremont Pizzeria. Located in Fremont, New Hampshire, you can dine in, order takeout, or delivery. Having a party and don't want to cook? No worries. Call Fremont Pizzeria for all of your catering needs. Let them know the CB Show sent you. Fremont Pizzeria. It's more than just a pizza place.
Alright. Football trivia, been doing this for a while, and I think we all enjoy it. And I think it's going to stay like this. I don't think we're changing it up for a bill. Because, we get to learn our facts, even as a podcaster. We don't know everything, as you guys might.
I know everything.
There you go.
Yeah, I do.
Not football trivia.
Yeah, I do.
Alright. When I say football, you say trivia. Ready, Gil?
I am, Brandon.
Football!
Trivia!
Football!
Trivia!
Football!
Trivia!
Let's do this!
Alrighty. How many different states have an NFL team?
23! Yay! Woo! It's okay. Yeah!
Oh yeah, you need to name them.
Yeah. So there's 3 in Florida, 3 in California, and 3 in New York.
Yeah!
And the rest all have a team. How many NFL teams are in names of some kind of bird?
Oh. 5.
What? Who is it, Caleb?
You have the Eagles.
Yeah.
You have the Ravens.
Yeah.
You have the Seahawks.
Yeah.
You have the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And you have the Falcons.
Nice job, Caleb!
And what year was the first NFL draft held?
It's a tough one. I'm gonna go 1936.
Oh yeah! Chicka chicka boom boom!
What year did the NFL begin requiring football helmets?
1943.
Oh yeah! Amazing!
See? We do know everything about football.
Totally didn't have to redo it.
You remember them. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that like button.
Also follow our Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The CB Show. Have a good day, people, and hope you enjoyed our show. Don't forget to set your lineup. Blue 80 set hype!